Greetings, MU5541. I am really excited about working with you this semester. We're going to be part of a community that exists within our class, but also in the larger education world and the larger library world. So hold on to your hats. This is going to be exciting. This little video is a welcome video that I thought would be better than a welcome letter, because I wanted to show you some things, and it's important that you see them and you kind of feel a little bit about my excitement for them. So you'll see all over the course a wordle that kind of represents the themes of our class. And so we're going to be learning largely about what inquiry looks like in new digital landscapes. We're going to be learning about searching, and we're going to be learning about how to present the results of research, how to communicate, how to network, and basically how to build information fluency ourselves and as we work with teachers and students within our own learning communities locally. So, just to get you started, the major platform for our course is D2L, Desire to Learn. And that's kind of going to be the last word in what I expect from you. And so you'll see that this is what it looks like, D2L. And what I'd like you to do is early on get a feel for the interface, and recognize that I do update things on a regular basis. So please don't go through this course this week and print everything and expect that the documents in the course in D2L are not going to change. I make new discoveries every day, and they'll be changing in everywhere our course takes place, but I'm going to be replacing those PDFs with updated PDFs from time to time, so be aware of that. So my motto for you is stay in the mod. So if we're in Mod 1, it's okay to read ahead, especially about our long-term projects, but please don't print and expect that to be your Bible for the upcoming modules. So the Bible, though, is when we're in a module, please print my instructor's notes, which usually is at the top of the mod, and the assignment descriptions. They are a much fuller description of the assignment than the descriptions or the summary descriptions that you'll find in the next platform I'm going to be talking about. But please recognize there's a lot of stuff in Desire to Learn that you will be able to use. There's all sorts of background information. There's links to the Mansfield University databases, which, by the way, are going to be critical for you to use throughout the course. So please, if you're in the habit of just doing a general Google search for pretty much all of your information needs, please eliminate that habit right away, because there's a wealth of information in all sorts of other sources, but especially the Mansfield University databases, and actually in the databases you'll have in your own school through your own state purchase, and we'll talk about that as the time demands. So D2L, starting point, get familiar with the interface right away if you haven't yet. Some of you are veteran students and some of you are new to Mansfield and new to Desire to Learn. And then the next interface we're going to be using heavily is the LibGuides platform. And LibGuides are a curation tool that are used by librarians and libraries all over the world, from K to graduate school. You'll be building a LibGuide with a partner over the course of the semester. But for now, what you need to know is that there's going to be a more media-rich description of each module under the various tabs in Desire to Learn. So you have a Desire to Learn, I'm sorry, I meant in the LibGuides. In the LibGuides, you're going to have a tab for each module. Under those tabs, you'll see a little bit more material, sub-tabs, and in some of those tabs, you're going to see model expressions of the projects that you will be doing. So you'll see what other students did to respond to those prompts in a previous semester. So you have that. And then one of the tabs is the assignment tab, which actually leads you to another LibGuide, and on that LibGuide, you'll be uploading some of your projects. Some of your projects, well, pretty much all of your projects, you'll need to put in the Dropbox in Desire to Learn, and I should have mentioned that earlier, but many of them you'll be putting in the LibGuide so that we can all see them and benefit from each other's creativity. And And so the LibGuide assignment, LibGuide is where you're going to be putting those, and we'll set up tabs and perhaps pages for some of the larger projects. In the LibGuide that is for MU5541, the top middle of most of the mods, you're going to see a playlist. In the instructor notes, you'll see that there's a reading list for some outside readings, but the bulk of your readings are going to be part of a playlist, which allows me to put not only articles, but important videos and interactivities and websites that I want you to take a look at. In some cases, I'm going to ask you to read or view the entire playlist. In other cases, I'll be asking you to read or view portions of those playlists. But please also look at the instructor notes, of course, because there will be some readings that I could not embed in a playlist. Also, everything I'm doing for this class, I want you to think of, is there a way that this might make sense for my library or some classes in my school? So what I'm trying to do is model some new strategies, including this video, for how you might use those strategies to teach. The other major platform, we talked about Desire to Learn, we talked about the LibGuides. The other major platform is largely for you, and that's your learning portfolio. In the LibGuides, you'll see some tutorials on how to set them up. I largely created the tutorials for using Wikispaces for teachers. I will probably set those spaces up for you. Wikispaces now charges a 99-cent fee for creating and sharing these spaces, but I can avoid that by creating them for you if you like. If you are a firm advocate for Google Sites, I'm really happy if you use that as your platform for your learning portfolio, as long as you can create the pages that I've asked you to create in the assignment notes. So just make sure that you can do that. And if there's another platform that you like other than Wikispaces for teachers, let me know. We'll talk about that. As long as the platform allows you to embed your projects, to keep materials that you're collecting for your large research project, and for doing the reflections that I'm asking you to do for each mod, that's fine. My hope is that these learning portfolios will be spaces for you to think about what you've learned at the end of each module through a reflection. Doesn't have to be a long, really formal reflection, but this is a space where I check in every once in a while to see where your head is, how you're doing, what you're thinking, and it also is a space that you'll take with you long after this course is over, so that you'll be able to keep a lot of the good content that you create during 5541. We'll be using a doodle poll early in the semester so that you can sign up for at least 2 weeks of leading our forum. I find it really better if students lead the discussion. I'll be poking in and out, but take responsibility for at least 2 weeks that you feel that you're interested in the module. Early on in Mod 1, I'd also want you to take a couple of slides in our Google directory. It's a Google presentation that will fill the purpose of being our contact information space. It'll also allow you to throw some photographs in, so we all get to know a little bit more about each other and what our backgrounds are. Feel free to share information about where you live, your family, any of that stuff, as well as alternate email addresses, phone numbers, that kind of material. You are welcome to embed that in your learning portfolio, and I'll have a copy of that in the LibGuide. And then the other thing we're going to be doing during Mod 1, which is pretty light on assignments, you'll have the Google directory, and please grab a microphone and add your voice to our voice thread. We're only using a one slide, and what I'm hoping is that your avatars or your photographs and videos with your own spoken voice will help us understand who you are in the information world. How do you network? What platforms do you express yourself on? If none, it'll help us understand that you're a newbie, and we'll be supporting you. In any case, just grab a microphone and introduce yourself, and I think hearing voices will help the class get closer much earlier. Also going to be participating in parts of communities elsewhere. Twitter probably for me has been the best professional development I've ever experienced, and in the last 2 years, I've made so many professional contacts there that have really furthered my practice. So I'm going to ask you to follow the Twitter feed in TL Chat, hashtag TL Chat, which is the teacher librarian chat, and you'll see that it is a rich chat with hundreds of messages each day. And we're starting a hashtag chat for 5541, and you'll see right now that that's empty, but that won't be empty for long, because every time you make a discovery, I'd really like you to tweet it out, and tweet it out with both the TL chat hashtag and the MU5541 hashtag. And when we look at these will be embedded in our LibGuide, and maybe you'll embed them in your own learning portfolios. By the way, there is a tutorial on how to embed in the LibGuide, so don't worry if any of this is new to you. So those are some of the things we're going to be doing to build our community and to really discover what's going on in the outside world of personal or professional learning communities. So there's Twitter, and there's both of those hashtags. And then the other area that we're going to be looking at is Pinterest. I use Pinterest to make discoveries. So whenever I want to do a display case for my library, whenever I want to explore material about authors, I often check Pinterest, because Pinterest is just a visual curation tool. Last semester, I was able to pin some of my favorite projects for 5555. So what I want you to do for our class is I'm going to invite you into our class Pinterest board, and feel free to put a Pinterest tool on your bookmarklet bar. Feel free to pin your own projects so that they become part of our Pinterest gallery, or any new discoveries that you make as we go through the mods. They can also be part of our class Pinterest board. We'll be learning about so many different things. We'll be learning about a lot of other curation tools and digital storytelling tools. This is going to be, I hope, it's exciting for me to share all these things with you. And I'm really, really hoping that you make discoveries that will have some legs. And that if one platform that we're looking at today isn't around next year, there'll be another similar platform. But that you discover an excitement about discovery, about discovering tools that enhance learning, enhance communication, enhance networking, and enhance professional growth. So I'm glad you're with me on this journey this semester. And one final note is that you are absolutely not alone. If I discover that you are spending hours and hours trying to figure something out that we could have solved in a few-minute telephone conversation, I'm going to be really disappointed that you weren't courageous enough to pick up the phone or email or tweet me. I don't want you suffering through anything that's unfamiliar. I want you to phone me, contact me in any way. We'll spend 10 minutes, half an hour. I'll share my screen with you through Skype or Google Hangouts. By the way, we'll be using those tools. Tuesday nights, you can join me most evenings after dinner, Eastern Time, for a conversation where we can share desktops and have conversations. But in any case, anytime you need me, let's set up an appointment and we'll talk you through any problems that you have. We're a learning community. We're learning together. Nobody's alone here. So thanks for joining me this semester for 5541. I'm looking forward to learning with you. Bye.